What's up, everyone? This is Conversations at Hotel Charlie. Thank you so much for tuning in, checking it out. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, really appreciate it. So Conversations at Hotel Charlie is really based on the idea that I've come across all these people with Human Catalyst, and all these people, their stories, the way they are, they've really changed the way I am, and like I'm really inspired by them. I would say they've been catalysts to the brand. And the objective of having the podcast is really to shine some light on them. Because I feel like these are people that you should probably know, and you might not be aware of like who they are behind their craft or things like that. So hopefully I'm doing that through these podcasts. But I'm super inspired by the person that we have today. She's a B-girl, super talented, really dope with the fashion, really funny, really nice, but I think the best quality is like she's so humble. She's got way more talent than I could ever imagine, and like you would never know. Just one of the nicest people that I've come across, and I'd like to introduce Maya, aka BGIRL PEBBLZ. So what's up, Maya? How are you?
Good, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know, honestly, like today was like a rough day. I have an old Civic, and it was, my wife bought it as a project, but it's become more of like a project as far as getting from A to B, you know what I mean? So today it started to overheat, and then it just randomly happens, and like I don't really know, and it's gotten to the point where like I don't know if I want to, how much I want to invest in that car. But I did that, and then also like in the process of trying to fix it, I ended up like smashing my finger, and that kind of sucked. But besides that, everything's good. I'm here today, and we're doing this podcast. So how about you?
Exhausting.
Yeah, why are you so tired?
Because I had to pack for tomorrow, because I leave tomorrow morning to Seattle. So. Oh,
nice.
And I always get anxiety packing, because it's like I'm the type of person who like sometimes forgets like one thing, and that one thing is very important.
Are you like a light packer or?
No, actually. Well, getting there, because my mom knows that like if it's a week, I'd pack for, you know, like 5 weeks. Like I would like try to put in like so many outfits, because I'm the type of person where I have one outfit, I'm like, yeah, not.
Do you have it all planned? Like.
Yeah, I try to, but sometimes like when it's that day of, I'm like, oh no, the other one looked better, and I wore it yesterday. So
oh,
like,
really?
Darn. Yeah. So that's why sometimes I bring like extra clothes.
Yeah.
My mom just hates that. She's like, no, just pack light. Or sometimes I want to bring like jeans, and jeans are heavy. Mm-hmm. So she would say like pack windbreakers. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah.
Windbreakers are probably more comfortable, right?
Yeah.
How's the weather there right now? Do you know?
The update from yesterday from my friend is chilly in the morning and hot in the day, so that was very helpful.
Have you been to Seattle?
Yes. This would be the second time.
How'd you like it?
I actually liked it, because like the weather there is not, it's kind of similar to like San Diego, so it wasn't like so drastic. Mm-hmm. I had to like change, but yeah, I mean, and I like it there because like nature, and you don't really get nature here.
That's
like
the biggest thing, right? It's so different.
And the air.
Yeah, the air is cleaner, and
most definitely.
You see so many trees, and there's water everywhere, right?
Beautiful, yes.
And then the thing that tripped me out the most is like when you're in Seattle, you don't use an umbrella.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
So like, I think they know that you're a tourist if you have an umbrella, because everyone in like the Pacific Northwest, I mean, I might be wrong. If there's people out there, maybe I'm full of it, but that's what I heard. But they wear like, you know, North Face and They have their
Yeah.
jackets and whatever. Like,
Their windbreaker jackets.
yeah, like it's not like
raincoats.
crazy rain. You're not gonna die, and it's like always tourists that have umbrellas. I think they have wind and stuff, and then, yeah, it's just you look stupid if you have an umbrella.
Yeah, I don't have an umbrella either. Like even here, like it's just like, oh, hoodie.
Have you been to the gum wall over there?
I think I heard of it, but no. Like, isn't
There's
it like
a-
chewed or something?
Yeah, there's a wall, and you put your gum there, and it's just like a collection of gum. And I think they clean it like every so often, but people keep on doing it. But it's pretty gross.
Like
you
clean
know?
as in like they take it down, or like they just like
Yeah, no, I think they remove
wipe
it.
down.
They remove it, like-
Ah,
but it's like tradition, you know, and it's pretty gross.
you have to put it on the wall.
Yeah, but it's pretty nasty. But the one thing about Seattle too that I really appreciate is they seem to really appreciate arts. So you see a lot of street art, you see a lot of you know, crafts and things like that. Like, I think it's cool. It's a cool place. If I could move somewhere, I wouldn't mind moving there.
Yeah, me neither. It's like I said, like it's kind of similar to like San Diego, so it wouldn't be like too much, but you know.
I was really surprised at the amount of like how big of a city it was. Like the downtown part.
Actually, I don't think I ever like got to really explore Seattle the time that I went. It was kind of just like
All business.
not really business, but it was just like kind of like you wake up late. You know, usually when you like travel, you always want to like wake up early so you can get like a head start to like go travel and stuff. Like it wasn't really like that. I mean, I went to this one place. I don't remember it because it was like kind of long time ago, but it's like this underground like restaurant, and this Filipino lady, I forgot her name, but she makes like really bomb Filipino food there. And I was just like, dang, it's so
really?
good. Yeah, and I don't know, but like I forgot what it's called, but it's like you have to go underground and find her. It's like kind of cool.
But going back to that, like what's your ethnicity? You are Filipino, right?
Yes, I'm Filipino and Okinawan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty crazy too. Like when I first met you guys, I had no idea that that you guys that your mom was part Japanese, you know, and I was tripping out. And Okinawan is pretty cool because that's where Mr. Miyagi was from. I've never been there, but if Miyagi says so, then that's the place to be.
Yeah, you got him.
Yeah. So I know that recently you guys just went to Asia.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
It was like, well, it's like a blur because it's just like boom, 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 boom in my head because it's like everything happened, and sometimes I'm still processing it. Like, dang, that really happened. Like, it was just like crazy and like super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the first time out of the U.S. that I ever like been to. So it was like.
Oh, you've never been outside of the U.S.
No.
Oh, and that was the first time. And then
yeah.
you guys went on like
Yeah,
a
it
pretty
wasn't
crazy
even
Asian
just
tour.
one
Like,
place. Like, it was just like.
I think you guys hit up 7 countries or something, or.
I lost count. I can't really remember because there's, you know, like you stop and then you go, like we kind of.
Yeah, like you forget what day you're on and where you're at.
And what time it is, because especially the
time. Oh, time difference. Yeah. We had
Crazy.
Dino on here, and Dino was saying his favorite thing was like the sleeping pods.
Oh, in Japan.
Yeah, Japan. He thought those were real cool.
That's like, you know, whoa, what's it called? Wall-E, like the robot from Disney.
You know, I've never watched that. Like, I heard it was sad.
Yeah, it's really
So
sad.
then I never watched it. Like, I don't know. I just never did.
But it felt like that, like futuristic. Everything there's like futuristic. But
Yeah.
the pods, and before I went, I thought the pods were just gonna be like really like, you know, just for one person, like really small.
Yeah.
But it was like you could like dance in there. Like it was kind of crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the weird part was that it's not like, I mean, it's like girls, boys. It's like a girls' locker room and a boys' locker room,
like a dorm kind of.
Yeah, and then you have like this little basket with matching pajamas that everyone has.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's matching pajamas with you, and then you get like a toothbrush, a towel, like just really cute. And then
how long do you stay there in the pod?
You definitely have you can't stay all day because it's rented for those people who are business people and they need to take a nap. They'll use your pod.
So how many hours?
I think it was 7 hours. No, 9 hours. I think 9 hours.
Oh, you get a full day sleep.
That's what it was called. 9 hours.
That is crazy.
The place that I slept in. Yeah, 9 hours.
What a trip. So
yeah.
What other highlights from Asia? What country did you like the most that you went to?
Personally,
did you have a favorite?
For me, I loved all the places I went to, of course, but personally for me would be Korea.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of stuff in Korea, every day in Korea for me was just amazing.
What did you like most about it?
A lot of things. The
kimchi.
Yes. Oh my God, so many. And then the thrift stores and the places that I went to shop, or not even really to buy stuff, but to look at and be inspired with style and stuff, or having ideas of how I can I don't know, style my clothes a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely the shopping. The boba there was oh my God, so good. And then,
why is it different?
Yeah, because the flavors, well, they're similar, but the strawberry, which in Korea, I think strawberry is the main fruit there, but they have strawberry flavored stuff or whatever, but it's different. The way they make it is different. They all have different, but it's strawberry.
Oh, okay.
But it's really unique there too, and I was like, what the heck? But in Japan, I only had one boba, so I can't really say anything about Japan's boba because I only had one there.
But Korea does it right.
Yeah, Korea's so good.
So, well, you talked about the fashion, right?
Mhm.
So, as far as the fashion, what about their style was different? Was it was it similar to here, or what stood out? Was there anything that stood out?
Yeah, the stuff that and for me, the thrift stores I go to, I can never find those type of clothes at a thrift store. Mm-hmm. So I would say that, but
what kind of style or what kind of clothes, windbreakers and stuff? Or?
Yeah, windbreakers, a lot of windbreakers, and then I don't know, a lot of stuff. I can't really say that because they are expensive, so it looks they get to choose out what they found and then sell it. Mm-hmm. But the style there is I guess you could say different. I see people in the U.S. are dressed similar ways, but I feel I don't know, I liked how easy it is for me to go and get it. In the U.S. I can't really do that, or where I'm in, I can't really do that.
The stuff I saw, as far as Korea, and I don't even know if this is correct, but a lot of it looked to me futuristic kind of streetwear, maybe almost urban military kind of that kind of feel.
Yeah.
Bags and maybe more military BDU cargos, a little but futuristic. So kind of anime streetwear, you know what I mean? That's cool though. I definitely want to go there. I don't know, it seems like an amazing place, And then what other stuff or what other places do you remember that were pretty cool?
Literally all the places I went to are cool. They just have memories in them.
Yeah.
But I would say for Japan, my highlight there was Godzilla, because we went to this building, and it was like, I forgot how many levels it was, but it was like on top, and then it's just like this big Godzilla head, and then me, my brother, and like Dinah were just like tripping, like, oh my god, it's Godzilla.
Like it looks real, like.
Yeah, it was just the head, and then like at night it like blows out like the mist or the fog, and it's like it's lit up. But we didn't get to see that part, but we just saw the head. But we like took so many pictures, but it was like really funny because like the Godzilla head, like the mouth was open and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's super cool though. And then you guys went out there to break, right? That was the main purpose. Well, Asia. You guys went to Asia mainly to compete, and then also to go back to Philippines to see Dino's family, right?
Yeah.
So like, as far as that, how different was it to break in all those different countries? Are the styles way different, or the culture of it much different than here, or is b-boying like pretty universal, like?
Well, in Japan we didn't break at all, so I would say like Singapore and like Hanoi was in the Philippines a little bit is when we did like breaking and stuff. But for Singapore, the jam that we went to, Radical Force, yeah, I mean like a lot of people from around the world came down, so you kind of saw like a little piece of what everyone else had, but
people from around the world went to Vietnam?
Oh no, to Singapore.
Or to Singapore.
For Radical Force, yeah. So
that's a big one?
Yeah, and it wasn't just breaking either. There was like all styles. So like you kind of just see like everyone from around the world with different styles come together, which was really cool. But yeah, that was Singapore.
And then how is it in Philippines? Like, are there a lot of breakers? Oh, there is in Philippines? It's huge?
I feel like with the people, I mean I didn't really get to go around the Philippines and meet other b-boys, but we met with Philippine All-Stars, which they took care of us, like, they brought us to all the good spots. But yeah, they took us to their studio, and we just kind of saw how like they're really hungry and like so energetic. We saw like the little kids, and they were like super fun and super dope. So yeah,
that's cool that it spread like that big. I mean, that it's not dying. You know, a lot of people think oh, breaking is not dead, you know what I mean? Like, they remember it from the 80s or 90s or whatever, but it's still huge. It's probably bigger now than it ever has been. But I don't know, I always just trip out on like Asian countries because, well, when you're in America, you kind of just think like everything is like here, you know what I mean? And you're kind of naive to like all the other scenes that are being done out there, you know? So I don't know, that always trips me out. Like, I would love to go just to see the culture of it and see how different it is than here. And then also I don't know, like I have a lot of interest in the music.
Oh, so, yeah.
Out there, I've always wondered, like, as far as music, do they listen to a lot of the stuff from out here, like hip hop wise, or? Yeah,
I think so. And they have, you know, of course, their own like cultural funk music type.
Yeah. What are their, like, what styles are they like that you heard out there? Was it like trap? You know what I mean? Like I just wonder like how big, you know, like I guess I trip out on the internet, right? So you have these influences from all over the world, but before, like, you had no access to see like what kind of music was being done in Europe or China or Korea, you know what I mean? And now I just wonder if the influences, like, they're doing rap that sounds like Wu-Tang, let's say, or if they're doing stuff that sounds like you know, X or Post Malone, or, you know what I mean, but in their own way.
Yeah, I feel like it really all depends on where you are.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in, I mean, like, for example, if you're in an area where there's people that practice rock, then you're of course gonna hear rock. Mm-hmm. But if you're in this area where you hear like, you know, hip hop, Wu-Tang and everything like that, then you'll hear that. Yeah. So I feel like where we were where like they listened to hip hop you know, they make, and you know, they have their own music.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really dope.
And then so
Yeah, we were like only there. Like I didn't hear any trap music, but except if you're like in a radio where there's like Uber or something like that.
yeah, I guess I was just wondering if like they play our music there, or if they're like, no, we have our own, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of both, you know.
Yeah. So I know that recently you just entered a big competition, Red Bull. What is the correct name for it? It's Red Bull.
It's Red Bull BC1 LA Cypher.
Yeah. So you did that one, and then you also did the next one,
the
but
camp in Houston.
But the one that was in LA, you actually, what happened there? Like you won it, right? And that must have been huge.
Oh yeah.
You know, so let people know about it. I mean,
it was just a really big honor to even be a part of it, let alone, you know. But yeah, because the people that were lined up and the people that I battled were literally people who I saw growing up in the ciphers, like, and I was so inspired by them. So the fact that I was battling them was just like even more like crazy and like such an honor to even do that. Like Chrissy B and Wanda and Phoenix, like, oh my gosh, like when I was little I would look up to them. So when I'm like facing them and I'm like, oh, like, wow.
Well, you've become like a peer. Like you're one of them, which is pretty crazy, you know. You said like when you were little. How young were you when you started?
7, but I think I started going out like to LA around like 10 or 11, maybe 12.
So that's when it started getting more serious?
No, I mean like when you're 7, you're a kid, so that was like my playtime, you know.
Yeah.
So when I started going to LA for like the youth battle and stuff, you know, that was me battling. So I guess you could say like that's when I started battling.
And then, so at Red Bull, like, so I guess all these years, did that help? Like, or were you nervous being in that stage? You know what I mean? Like,
I think, yeah, I was like very nervous, especially with the people I was gonna be battling with, and not only that, but it was because it was a stage. Like, I'm not used to battling in competitions like that where it's like on a stage. Not really like,
yeah, I mean it's more intimate jams.
Yeah, and it's like I'm used to like,
this is like a big deal, right? I mean, I saw like clips of the event. It's amazing, you know. I remember, well, I knew you were out there, and then you took a picture wearing a jacket, and I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, like I'm gonna post this. And then after I posted it, like seconds later, I scroll and then I see that you were holding a trophy. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so crazy. I was so excited for you. I'm just so proud of like all the hard work that I see you guys do. And then for you to accomplish that. And at the age of 16, it's just huge, you know. You probably don't have any idea how huge it is because that's the life you live, but I would have to say you're living the dream of a lot of people that wish that they did what you did. You did what you do. I don't know if that makes sense, but to be on the stage and doing that, even if it's just one time, that's a feeling that most people don't have. I don't have that. I've never won any trophy where like I could be proud like that. Besides, I think I won first place in a spelling bee in my classroom. Probably like second grade.
Big. That's big too.
No, you know what? I didn't win. I lost because I spelled rabbit with one B. They tricked me. The first word was habit, and then, or no, the word was rabbit, right? And I knew it was RABBIT. And then the next word they said was habit. They tricked me. So I said HABBIT. And I'm a loser ever since then. But you're a winner.
Oh my gosh.
But going into like Red Bull, what kind of training does it take to like even compete at that level? I mean,
I think it's whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, well,
I mean, personally for me, I wanted to be like healthier and less sluggish. So like a little bit, I guess you could say lighter. But yeah, I mean, that was something like, that was personally, like, you don't always have to do like a clean diet, for example, what I did, and I worked out. But you don't have to always do that. You can do whatever helps you personally to be, the better you, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, I did work out and I did do a clean diet. That was a part of my training.
But like for you guys, you practice like an insane amount of time. Like you guys are always practicing.
Yeah, I practice every day.
Yeah, which is the difference between a lot of people. I mean, have you ever heard those people, they say like, if you do something 10,000 hours, you can be an expert? Have you heard that? Like, and I would say you guys have probably done like 30,000 hours. I mean, I feel like you guys put in crazy amount of work, especially like Dino. Like, I'll talk to the guy and he's dancing. Like, he's like, hey, what's up, man? Hey. You know what I mean? Like, he's always moving. But I give it up to you guys to like continuously like put in the work and put in the effort, and like you guys are so driven to, like, you guys obviously just love it, I guess for like anyone out there, like, preferably, well, no, not necessarily, I would say, but there are little girls out there, what would you say to them, like, if they thought about being a B-girl,
Like Piglet.
Yeah, like my daughter Piglet, she's 7, and she's so inspired by you guys, but like I think she's at that age where like a lot of people don't get it. So, you're kind of told to look a certain way, wear a dress, and kind of like be that way. And if you say like, oh, I'm a B-girl, then you get stupid people like yo, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I definitely got that when I was in like public school and stuff. Like I wasn't always confident and comfortable with people knowing that I was a B-girl. But honestly, I feel like for those like, younger B-girls or people that want to start, I feel like honestly you just have to be free and be like you and be yourself. Because when I was like in that situation, I wasn't myself because I wasn't free with the idea of being myself. So I feel like in order for you to be, I guess, to keep going and be inspired is just to keep being yourself and keep creating. Because I mean that's how it's like kind of supposed to be. You're not really just only doing it because to do it. You don't kill yourself like training all the time to just do it.
But I would say like being a B-girl or a B-boy is different. It's I would say you guys are like definitely athletes. The amount of damage you do to your body and the amount of skill and time it takes to do what you guys do, but it's not really appreciated at that point of like football player, soccer player, you know what I mean, like to the general public.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you can see the athletic part of breaking, but I mean, I see it as like, just art. Like you're an artist, and you know how like when you do painting maybe and you're like doing it for hours and hours, your wrist starts to hurt and stuff. Like, artists, like I feel like breaking's art.
No, I could see that. So art versus sport.
Yeah, personally, because I know a lot of people.
Yeah, and there is an art form to the way you dance too.
Yeah.
You do a lot of like signature type theatrics, right? You do that kind of stuff?
Well, definitely acting comes in with the character I use in breaking.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone gets a chance to see her, well, I'll show clips too, probably on IG and probably Instagram. I'll put some clips of some of the dancing that you do, and I think people would appreciate it. It's a lot of fun to watch, being in the outside, you know.
No, and that's definitely what I enjoy, is not only like having me feel good, but having the audience to feel good as well, like to be entertained, you know, like but not a lot of people are entertained or whatever, and I understand. But you know, it's kind of like I want people to be, you know, have that hype energy as much as, you know, I have, or to enjoy watching it.
I definitely think it's very entertaining, and I think that the one thing that I appreciate about the culture is that throughout these battles, which seem to be very heated, you guys all remain friends, and you hug and like congratulate each other, and somehow all manage to be friends, or
Sometimes
appear
it's not like that.
yeah, but I mean appear that way.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, but
sadly.
it's a pretty crazy culture, and definitely not something that most people normally see or are a part of. And I guess that's why I was saying, like, for people it's so easy to not to conform to not being in, like, outside of the box of the mainstream, you know what I mean? So for you, like, was that hard to deal with?
With
as far as like being different, being a B-girl, I mean, you don't dress, I think you dress fantastic, like, I think it's amazing. I don't think, like, when I see my clothes and the way you guys wear them, like, it always blows me away, like that shirt, the hat, like, when I envision it, I didn't think it could look as cool, you know what I mean? And the way you guys wear it, I think, is like phenomenal. So I guess my point in that is a lot of people don't dress like a B-girl or a dancer or hip hop style, or, you know what I mean? If they do, it's like in a different way. So
Yeah.
I guess my question is, like, well, you were saying as far as like being a B-girl, right? That was a little different, you know, as you were growing up. Because, like, for my daughter, I don't think they get it. Her friends and peers, they don't understand yet. They're still way young, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm hoping that she can. I think she still appreciates it, but I think she's like a little nervous
still
too.
got it.
Yeah, that's what she said, right? She said, I still got it, or something. But, you know, all of her friends are doing Fortnite dances, right? And she's saying, oh, I can do this. And I don't know. I guess growing up, like, is that hard, you know? For me, I grew up, like, skateboarding, and then being a skater was weird. Like, people didn't think it was cool back then. It really wasn't cool at all, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like the generations are, like, you know, there's always going to be that one dance that's popular. And then, you know, actually there was this talent show I did in elementary with my brother to, like, James Brown. You know, that I got ants in my pants.
Yeah.
One. Yeah, so we did a talent show to that one, and I remember there was this other kid and his brother that did the popular dance, which was, you know, the dubstep or something like that, like where you, like, shuffle and stuff like that. Like, that was the popular thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they would do that while playing yo-yo with this music, and then, like,
While playing yo-yo?
yeah, it was interesting, but, you know,
Can you get them on the podcast? No, I'm just joking.
I don't know, I haven't, you know, but I mean, when me and my brother were dancing, like, the whole audience was just, like, amazed, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, and before we even performed, like, the host said my name wrong. They say, like, Maya or someone, or something like that, and then, like, the kids in the audience were like, it's Maya, like, they're just really correcting the kid.
Yeah.
And the kid was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, but they were like I don't know, they're really, like, supportive and, like, super hyped by seeing, like, me and my brother break, you know. And they weren't like that with the other kids that did dub or whatever you call it, you know, with the yo-yos.
Yeah.
but then like, I mean, and then like I went to a different elementary school, and the same thing happened. Like, you know, you always have that one popular thing, but breaking is always like, well, you know, I don't know about the kids today's or whatever. Like they'd probably rather do Fortnite or whatnot. But back when I was in the elementary school, they were just like so hyped seeing like kids their age, or maybe kids that are older that are in their school breaking and dancing like that. They were always like, you know.
So it was cool to them.
Yeah, until like middle school hit. Until I went to middle school and like people were like, okay, like, you know.
Oh, really?
Or not really, just okay. I mean, of course they're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess people
But then
change.
they start doing that other dance, or you know,
yeah.
They start whipping and stuff and dabbing and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But and not only that, but yeah, like they wouldn't like, I don't know, like they would always like, yeah, do like that. Oh, this, like it's kind of like, darn, and you make it so cringy, like you make me not want to do it, you know. But yeah, I guess generations change.
So have you always like just kind of done your own thing, as far as like I said, a lot of people, they need other people to be doing it to be like, oh, I'm okay, cool. Like I could do that too, you know what I mean? But like, for example, for you, let's say you were the only B-girl in your school, it's like you're okay with that, you know what I mean?
Well, now I'm okay with it because I kind of like realized stuff, but that was like until I left public school and kind of was in my environment, or like where I was like more focused on what I like and what I think is considered cool.
Do you have any advice for people like that may be out there and they do their own thing, but like they've often thought about quitting because it's different, or you know, like they're not fitting the mold, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I also think like a lot of people, like I wasn't probably in that school, wasn't the only one that was, you know, going through that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like some people think, or they look down on standing out, but I think standing out is just like you know, like good. Even if it's like someone hating on you, like I caught your eye then, you know, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, I think standing out and just being yourself is just better than not being yourself and just being trapped into something that you honestly don't even think is cool, maybe, you know? So, like, I didn't really think dabbing was cool.
What? No, I'm just kidding.
No, well, like, compared to, like, the stuff I did, like,
I get it.
Sometimes, like, would rather do that than what I do now if I was, you know, still in that box and stuff. But now it's just like, you know, I'm just fully embracing it. Like, okay, whatever. Like, you know, I went back to the school, at a school dance with my friend, and like, you know, I think I did like I don't know, like it was just really funny because like you'll see them dance and like they'll like be oh you know, but then they'll see me call out their vice principal breaking and they're like, oh shoot, you know, but they always go back into that, you know.
No, that's cool though. I don't know, it's pretty amazing that you've done so much. I don't know, it's okay to say your age, right? Yeah. So you're 16, and a lot of other 16-year-olds are like just in their own world, doing their own things, and but it's crazy. Like you're doing a lot of stuff outside of a school setting. You don't go to a traditional school, so that's a little different. But you're still a normal 16-year-old. You know what I mean? But you have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of opportunities that don't happen within a school setting. So, like again, I'll say, super proud of you for maintaining to be humble throughout all of that. I mean, to be like a normal person, like even after Red Bull, I think we saw you like a week later and had dinner with you, and you were just like normal, like
Yeah, I'm
that
not.
didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like you didn't come in and be like, Red Bull, bitch. You know what I mean? Like you were just.
Oh my God.
You were just
I
normal.
mean, yeah. Well, cause like when you know they announced the winner, I was just like I did not process it like right away. So I was just like, oh my God, you know. And then automatically, you know, you want to run to your, you know, parents and stuff, and go to your OGs and thank them, like thank you for like showing me these like telling me these stories, like inspiring me, you know, like stuff you would say. And then maybe like go to your friends and be like, hey, you know, just celebrate with your people. But I wasn't able to do that right away. So what ended up happening was like, you know, I had to do like, you know, the interviews and stuff, which I'm grateful for. Like don't take it wrong either, but like, you know, I didn't even get to see those people at the end of the day. You know, when I was done, the whole venue was like cleared out.
Oh.
And
that makes sense.
My mom was, you know, like I couldn't find her, and then until like later on. Probably
she was like, because you guys look alike, so she was probably like trying to disguise herself as you, and being like, "Oh, what's up, Red Bull, bitch?" And then like. That's probably what she was doing. My twin. Yeah, that's probably what she was doing. So that's why you couldn't find her.
Yeah, she probably talked to the people.
She was getting all this free stuff and being like, Red Bull, bitch. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what happens, you know. And it was like really rushed too. So I was like, even before they announced the winners, I was just eating a pear. Because when you are invited, you know, you get the lanyard, you know, extra access to places like the studio.
Was there anything cool like extra access?
There was lines of food. Like I was just like, oh my God, and you can't eat it because you're battling.
Oh, it's gonna like
so
slow
I don't
you down.
want to like throw up and like I'll do all that stuff. So I was like, right after the finals, you know, I'm coming for you.
Was the food still there or?
Oh yeah, the food was still there. So I was just like, okay. So I was like trying to go little by little. So I went with the pear first, and I'm just eating the pear, you know, talking to my mom.
So out of all that stuff there, though, you eat a pear.
Yeah, because all of the stuff were healthy options, and I was trying to save the best for last.
So you're saying everything at Red Bull, they were all healthy options?
Yeah, that's the best. Because
but then it's Red Bull, like.
The Red Bull is a drink, but.
Yeah, but I mean, it's an energy drink.
So you think like.
Well, I mean,
chips?
I'm not saying chips, but it's like, I don't know, maybe like I shouldn't say anything, but kind of seems like they're low key trying to blend in with the health food.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we're the healthy option and Red Bull.
Be healthy.
Yeah.
With drinks. But yeah, no, I mean, so I was eating a pear, and then they called my name. Like, so they could announce the winners, and I wasn't ready. I was like, oh, shoot. And then my mom was like, it's okay, just give me the pear. So she was eating 2 pears because she already had one. And then I was just like, I didn't even get to go to the bathroom or like fix my hair or nothing because it was just crazy. Like, I was like sweaty, my hair's all messed up, and I just wanted food because I was hungry. And then like I didn't even know if I had anything between my teeth or anything. I just had to go. So then like they do that. And then the cameras are like, boom, in your face. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, wait.
That's super exciting, though. Like,
I mean, yeah, of course. But I didn't end up eating that pear or finishing it. It's kind of gone. The food is gone.
If anyone out there has a pear tree or something, you could send them to our address.
Yes.
And we'll make sure we get them to Pebble so she can have a pear.
R.I.P. pear.
Yeah. Out of everything, like the pear. So ridiculous.
Okay, they did have veggie chips. I don't know why I didn't go for that first, but they had the pear. The pear looked more.
I was thinking like you were gonna say they had like Pepsi, or not Pepsi, but pizza, hamburgers, and like.
Yeah, I kind of know, but they didn't. They didn't have that.
That is so weird. That
they also had carrots, grapes,
yeah.
like other fruits.
No, I like all that, but it just trips me out. So like, aside from breaking, what are your interests and stuff?
I like to do a lot of stuff, honestly, like a wild card. So I like to act, sing, like draw, or like obviously do like fashion stuff. Like I like to like draw like stuff that I could make. And I guess I like to write. I used to want to be an author, actually.
What kind of stuff, like books,
Like
or?
books. Like,
Oh, really?
I was really into storytelling, and if you can like kind of connect all what I just described with my breaking, you kind of see all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like to do art, like just like so many. Like I could even probably like learn something else, like, and just be really like into it.
Is that something that you want to do? Like, do you want to do creative arts as far as like your future, or?
Yeah, I want to do acting, of course, and I think that's what I'm definitely gonna go for after I graduate, which is soon.
So that's your next thing you want to pursue?
Yeah.
Acting?
And
like,
of course, I'm gonna still do breaking. I feel like breaking is just like my life.
Uh-huh.
So it's always gonna be there. It's always gonna be a part of me. And then I'm just gonna do my art.
What kind of acting stuff? Like
Movies.
Like movies, or
yeah.
commercials?
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and at the same time, it's not easy. Like it really isn't easy, especially in the industry. Like how.
But you have to be you. Well, okay. Let me see how I can phrase this. Like, as far as doing movies and stuff, there's a lot of rejection.
Exactly.
There's a lot of I know people that have like been models, and they say like, you know what, we don't like your face.
No, they're very blunt.
You know what, your nose is wrong, or you know what I mean. Like how do you feel about all that? Like being critiqued in that way. Like, is your skin thick enough to like handle all that?
I feel like it's like a battle. You know, a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, she's whack. Like she barely had power moves, or like, oh, your footwork's like ugly, you know, like it's very like it's kind of like the same. I feel like with everything in like life is, you know, always a battle, you know.
But I mean, you even through all that, you've always been really upbeat. Like I haven't. Well, I mean, I'm not around you every day or anything, but every time I see you, you're pretty upbeat, positive. I would say like happy-go-lucky, you know what I mean? Like, you're just a happy person, at least from what I see.
Yeah, I mean, like with breaking, I guess you could say like training is not always like whatever you see now is not always what you'll see in like our training in our dojo. Like you would see me cry, you would see like probably like, I don't know, like walk out like after like not even finish my round. Like I just like, cause it's like really, like it's, you really go through stuff, and especially with what I've been through, like it's really not easy, you know. So like, I mean, not to be depressed, not to make this all depressing, but like I cried. Like I asked myself like, why do I do this? I've been like, I have like to have like talks with my grandma. And kind of be like reminded, like you're the reason why I do this, you know. So
your grandma was like pretty inspiring to you?
Oh yeah, like with Red Bull, that was like literally all for her. Like I just wanted to like you know, just rep my family, rep my ancestors. And it's like,
does she break too, your grandma?
Oh no, but she can. She just
she chooses not to.
She keeps it on the low, you know.
Yeah.
But she dances. We have a video of her dancing. I think like Dino posted it on our feed before. But she's the reason why I dance. My mom dance. Oh, well, my grandma, she doesn't like dancing, but grandma, she dances. Like she'll dance all night.
Oh, your great grandma.
Yeah, my great grandma.
That's crazy too that you have a great grandma.
Yeah.
You're pretty fortunate for that.
She's definitely definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
She's so funny. But yeah, I mean, me and her are like
Besties?
Like, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. No, that's a really cool thing to, like, you've always been very respectful of, like, I guess elders, OGs. Like, do you think that has to do with, like, breaking culture as well?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I feel like not a lot of people know about that.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, yeah, you guys have always been like that, like, super respectful of the ones who've come before you. And that's a great quality, you know. A lot of people are like, no, we're doing this now. Like, that's old man stuff, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but without the old man, you know.
so, like, we were talking about family and everything, and that's a big part of, like, who you are. Do you think they've been a good support for, like, all that you've achieved? Yeah?
Most definitely. Yeah.
Even that brother you have? That guy?
You mean my classmate?
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
own
yeah.
classmate?
Yeah, your classmate?
Yeah.
So,
He's literally like
best friend?
Best friend, twin, of course, brother, classmate, you know, teacher, substitute teacher.
It's so funny, like, he doesn't ever talk. I don't know if you guys know B-Boy Doom. I'm sure you do.
He talks.
No, he talks.
It's just like sometimes.
Yeah, he's not, like, I don't foresee him coming on this podcast for a long time because, like, he won't even talk to me. He just gives me a high five and...
No, you have a handshake with him.
Yeah, but he doesn't talk to me. He just, like...
I feel like if he was on here, it would be like sign language or like there would be captions there.
ASMR.
Or like a silent film.
Yeah, silent film. We'll see. We'll see if we have that technology. We can enter his brain. So, like, you were saying arts and stuff, like movies, things like that. That's what you're pretty passionate about. What about hobbies and stuff? Like, well, you're into fashion, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my hobby, which not a lot of people know, is like I like to cook.
Oh, do you? What do you cook?
Food.
Yeah, I know, but
I feel like it's whatever, like, cause you know how like I could like salmon. No, like
What's
it's
your
just
specialty?
like whatever I have, I'll just like cook. Like if I have a bagel and avocado, I make a bomb avocado bagel.
My wife is amazing at that. Like, we'll have no groceries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make dinner." I said, "We don't have anything." And then she like is doing something, right? She comes back and it's like, "Whoa, how'd you make that?" Like out of nothing,
Magic.
you know? Yeah, pretty much
well, my
magic.
mom teaches me that, like, you know, because there's resources, like not even just in like the kitchen. Like, what happens if you're in survival? You know, you don't really have that much, so you make it into something, and it's like kind of connects with life as well. Like cooking, like when I train, I don't always like physically train breaking. I like train with my life. Like if I'm cooking, I'm still training because it's like, it's kind of like, oh shoot, we ran out of butter, we only have this much, you know, how are we gonna like, and with the battle, like, oh shoot, like maybe my leg started to hurt, like what am I gonna do now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like survival tactics, I guess you could say. It's like training tactics. But yeah, my hobby would be cooking. I like to not really cook, but to bake. And I think I get that from my grandpa, my mom's dad, because and not even just like, you know how when you bake you kind of look at like internet stuff.
Yeah.
Like for him, he would look at that and kind of be like and like kind of do his own thing, but with that like as his like foundation or like his bone. And then he'll start even like probably looking at other stuff and putting them together and then like just making his own thing. And I feel like that's where I get it from, just that wanting to bake.
What do you like to bake? Like what's your specialty? Because what's weird is, well, hold on, I've seen you quite a bit.
Yes.
I don't remember ever answering the door and finding
brownies.
Yeah, brownies or baked goods. Like, I've never even seen that.
It's probably because my grandma eats them all. But
it's pretty hurtful.
Well, I mean, cause like I said, with the stuff I have, I don't have that luxury to get all that, stuff to make
No, I get it.
big old cake. I would say.
But what do you like to make? Do you like to make cakes?
I would say pancakes because that's literally the only stuff that I had at my grandma's house. Because my grandma, like, she doesn't really like baking or using the oven because, she's Japanese and,
What are you trying to say? Japanese people don't use
No,
ovens?
she tells me that. But yeah.
Do I know something pretty amazing? You can get pancake batter, right? And you put it in the rice cooker. And you press start, right?
Wow.
When you're done, you pop it out and it's like a pancake cake. And you don't have to do anything. And I was tripping out, you really cut it like a slice, and it's pancakes.
Oh my god, I didn't know
but
that.
It really works.
I mean, have you heard of the cake in a mug? I don't know. I never really tried that, but I've seen it, and I was just like...
Stella made that for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was like some chocolate fudge thing, and
maybe if you put ice cream on it.
But I'm not a major dessert guy. Well, based on my body, you would think that I would be.
Oh my god.
But this fatness comes from Mexican food, and my other thing is beef jerky. I love beef jerky, nachos.
Oh yeah, I seen a picture of you with
this
big old jerky. I was like, dang.
My brother went to Japan, and then he got me this giant bag of beef jerky.
Wow.
And it was stupid. It was so stupid looking. It was super big, and then it was 2 giant pieces of beef jerky. I don't know what they did to the cow.
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah.
All of it?
Yeah, no problem. Look at me.
Finish it like a G.
Yeah, I don't go to Red Bull
oh my God.
Food buffets and eat fruits and vegetables, you know what I mean? I'm looking for meat. So Red Bull, if you ever have a fat person contest and I end up winning it, when I come back to the green room or whatever that is, I expect meat. Alright, barbecue, fried chicken, things like that. Save your grapes for the breakers or something.
Save the pears for me. Bring it all in.
Yeah, save the pears and all that. All that. That's not for me. But yeah. So I had no idea that you like to bake. I had no idea that you even.
I have a sweet tooth.
You do? What's your favorite? What for candy or dessert?
For candy and dessert. Well, I can't really eat too much cake. It really those birthday cakes that you get at the store. I can't.
With the icing and all that.
Yeah, I can't really do icing. But if it's there's this one friend of mine who does cakes. Wednesday's cake. Oh my gosh. I'd eat that. That's my favorite.
What is it? Wednesday cakes?
Wednesday cakes. Yeah. She's my friend.
Is that the one that did your birthday cake?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
With the Care Bear, right?
I forgot what flavor it was, but yeah.
That was good because I went back and I had another slice. It was good.
Yeah, that's the type of when someone makes cakes, I like that. Yeah. But I kind of prefer boba better. I don't know.
What's your favorite boba flavor?
Depends on the day because sometimes I would crave something fruity.
Yeah.
I kind of stay away from milk stuff nowadays because of what happened last time when I drank a milk-based smoothie, and then I went to a jam and I started breaking, and then I kind of threw up.
And you were just talking about boba, that you don't mess with milk boba. Right?
I mean sometimes, but I would have to make sure I'm not gonna break after.
Yeah,
or do anything crazy.
I can understand that. So aside from boba, what else do you like? You like what other kind of foods and stuff?
I like Mexican food and Korean food, but I had a lot of Korean food in Korea thanks to Penny. Yeah, I would say Mexican food now because.
Do you have a favorite?
Yes, I like carne asada fries and Cali burritos, but it goes in that order. So
Carne asada fries, then Cali burritos.
Yeah.
So you just like French
Oh,
fries?
and tacos.
And tacos? Do you put
course.
French fries in your tacos?
No,
You're
I like to. I know, cause I never thought about that, and I was like, whoa, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
But
I don't know if
I
that.
just kind of like to keep it just like traditional.
Yeah. Where do you have a favorite Mexican place?
Yes.
Where?
Well, I mean, like it's kind of like for specific stuff. Like if I crave carne asada fries, I know where to go.
What's your favorite place for carne asada fries?
That's hard. Cause Rosaritos, which was the first place I tried carne asada fries, and that's in like Lemon Grove, so where I grew up. So it's very nostalgic for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I would say that would be number one because of that, and then like places that I would go like mostly like all the time would be like Lolita's and Burroughs and Fries. So like it would be like between those. They're kind of the same though.
Yeah, I think Burroughs and Fries is pretty good. I think Lolita's kills it on the salsa though.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty good, and I enjoy those green onions and stuff that they give you.
Oh, did you know in some places you can just get a pile of the green onions and then like ask them if they could grill it for you, and they grill it for you, and then they put like salt on top.
Oh yeah.
And
I've
it's,
seen
like,
places that
really
give
bomb.
you the green onions like grilled. That's pretty good too.
But only in some places in Lolita's.
Oh, you're saying at Lolita's they'll do
Downtown Lolita's.
that? Oh, I didn't know they do that. So do you have a preference between like taco shop or like like Lolita's types versus like TJ style street tacos?
I guess I feel like the stuff that I go to the most would be my favorite because that's like on the daily. But I would say Salud and Tacos El Gordo is my favorite because, like I said, I grew up with those stuff. So whatever I grew up with, then I'm just gonna like. I feel like, but I feel like if I would eat, tacos, I would like it. Depends on like, cause sometimes they make tacos, like places that I went to made tacos like really weird. Like super dry tacos. Like they barely like. There's this one place when I was younger and I went. I don't remember because it was like really late, and then like they made my taco like just dry, and then my mom had to pay for extra guac because he put like this much of guac. It was just like this much.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, oh, you have to pay for extra guac, and my mom paid for extra guac, and then it was like just a small
Like little
pile.
dollop?
Yeah.
You ever go to
Maybe
Taco
they
Bell?
ran out. Taco Bell.
No?
Yeah, when I'm like broke and like I could barely, and then and they're like like late. So I feel like those would be like when you're like late night drives or something. Cause I did that with my cousins and stuff. Like
They have those nacho fries. Those are pretty good.
oh yeah, no.
Like-
don't get me wrong. 'Cause,
Like surprisingly, they're pretty good.
no, but Taco Bell with the watermelon slushy.
I've never
thing,
gotten that thing.
I got it.
It's good?
Well, cause I
Oh,
like,
you like watermelon. Yeah.
So
They have like a happy hour too, I think. Taco Bell. So shout out
Special
Taco
orders.
Bell. So anyways, enough of food. I just want to say, like, as we wrap this up, that when you head and you start doing your acting and things like that, I don't know, I think you're gonna do an amazing job. Like,
oh, thank you.
at the end of the day, like, everything that you've done, I think you've given it like 100, and whether it's win or loss, you've always still kept a smile on your face, and I think it's super inspiring. I know, like, for Piglet, she's so inspired by you guys, and especially like you. When I showed her your picture of winning Red Bull, like, I'm sure to her, like, that's so amazing. It was amazing to me, but I'm sure to her, like, being a young girl, to see like someone winning and that you know, like, I'm sure, like, it really moves her. And I don't know, just out in the world, there's a lot of jerks, especially like in the world of acting and stuff. They're gonna say a lot of crap and whatever, but just know, like, you always have us to support you and whatever, and we're super proud of you, super inspired by all that you do. I can't even imagine, but I definitely wish you the best of luck, you know, and all that. And I want to thank you so much for coming on Hotel Charlie. Finally, this, like, trying to get you on the podcast and everything, like, has been so crazy. Like, we've attempted to do it so many times, and there's always disasters.
This is like the sixth time.
Yeah, but and it was almost a disaster today. Like, we lost some footage and stuff, but it will all work out, you know. So where can the people out there follow your career and see what you're up to? You know, how do they do that?
I mean, of course, Instagram, since I don't post. You know, there's always my other Instagram with my fam, which is Cypher State, and then there's mine, which is, you know, Maya Pebbles. But I mean, yeah, or you guys can go to the jams.
Yeah.
You know,
so
come out.
I mean, you guys go, like, all over the place. Like, you guys travel a lot collectively. I know you guys have gone all over. Like, well, you're going to Seattle. I know you guys have gone to Arizona. You've gone to, well, everywhere. So yeah, go to a jam. You might actually, like, run into them. You might run into her mom and think it's her, but
gotta make sure.
Yeah. But definitely, all of them are super cool. So definitely say what's up. Root for them. Support them. And I know that if you guys see what they do and you get to know who they are, you would be a fan of their craft and them as people, like, I'm sure as much as I am. I definitely want to stick around and always watch you guys win. You know, just win at the game of life, not necessarily jams, battles, whatever. But again, super proud of you guys. So thankful that you came on Hotel Charlie. I know this podcast is a weird one, but
it's a special one.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and definitely check out the links below. If you're on Instagram, or go to the Instagram, scroll through the pics, because I'm gonna put some video footage of Pebbles, and again, so thankful. So shout out everyone. Appreciate you.
And don't forget to you know,
subscribe.
Yes,
yeah, that's like YouTube talk, like subscribe, all that stuff. You know, no, definitely subscribe. Super helpful. Let people know. It's not just for myself, but I really want to let people know about other people. If you out there in YouTube land or whatever, you really know someone that you want to put on, and I don't know, you think that their story needs to be told and nobody wants to listen, like, hit us up, like, DM us, send us an email. You know, I'm always down for the underdog, so definitely hit us up. And again, we appreciate all you guys. We'll catch you later. Checking out from Conversations at Hotel Charlie. Hold on, we gotta redo that.
Yeah.
That was like, I didn't know he was gonna do that. Oh my god.